All right, today we're going to go ahead and talk about college football. This is our first preview. We're going to talk Big Ten, Pac-12, and the SEC teams that we're going to be the dark horses, and then we're also going to get into some players that we find are going to be interesting to watch.
It's under 50 days until kickoff. Time's been flying. We're going to go and start with the Big Ten. Currently still leaders and legends. Good luck trying to figure out who's who.
Yeah.
Changing next year after Rutgers and Maryland join anyway. But that's irrelevant. We'll go ahead and kick it off with my favorite for the whole thing is going to be in the leaders with Ohio State. The only team last year to go undefeated. They're finally off the ban. Everyone knows how good Urban Meyer is as a coach. They don't have a lot of major competition. Wisconsin's going to have a down year. They lost some top players. The second top school, I feel like, is Penn State, and they can't go anywhere.
Yeah, they got 4 returning starters on the O-line. They're going to have one of the best offensive lines in the country. And whenever you have Urban Meyer as your head coach,
everybody does good things. Braxton Miller's coming back. Threw over 2,000 yards last year, 15 touchdowns. He can run, too, so he had 13 ground TDs.
He's only a junior.
It's unfair. I guess my Legends pick's going to have to be Nebraska. With senior QB coming back, Taylor Martinez, I feel like that guy's been on the team forever.
Yeah.
So he's coming back. He's always performed pretty well. So 23 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, but they always got a strong group of players. So
I'm going to take Michigan. I like their new quarterback. He's a little different, a little more traditional Michigan football. He's a bigger guy. He's not the Denard Robinson.
That's good.
I think Brady Hoke is getting them back to that pound the ball, going to have the tough defense, more of that, Big Ten style of play.
I was always very anti-Denard Robinson.
Yeah.
That guy couldn't throw a football.
And you gotta like their schedule. Notre Dame at home, Nebraska, and Ohio State.
Not bad. Dark horses. Who you liking?
I'm gonna go with Northwestern. They had a great season last year. They return their starting running back. He's the first 1,000-yard rusher and All-American punt returner since I think 2001.
9-3 last year. I found that surprising. I thought it was like 7-5ish. Only lost to Ohio State, Wisconsin, and the Wolverines. So
not too bad.
Strong bunch there. That's the Big Ten for us. Kicking it off, Ohio State, I think, is going to the national championship personally.
Yep.
But
should have been there last year, but unfortunately.
Playing against my other pick, I'm going to go with a little bit of an upset for the SEC. I'm taking the Aggies over Alabama. Johnny Football, man, it's hard to not like that guy.
They do get him at home this year.
Yeah, so I'm thinking they were the only team to beat Bama last year, so I like the Aggies going to the championship. Of course, it's hard to rule out Bama, but I see they're more Sugar Bowl bound. Johnny Football, of course, only freshman Heisman ever. Coming back, his stats were ridiculous. He almost threw for 70%, only 9 interceptions. Over 3,000 yards, 20-something touchdowns, 26, I believe.
Yeah.
The guy can run, too, 21 ground touchdowns. So that's my pick. I'm going to go with a little bit of a wild card with the Aggies, but
I got to go Bama. Roll Tide. I like McCarron, and T.J. Yeldon finally gets his start.
that guy's a
Now that Eddie Lacy's gone, he's a true sophomore. He was Mr. Alabama in high school.
He's, 17, 18? Is the biggest guy I've ever seen on a football field.
He's like a Reggie Bush, but he's a little bigger. A little more of a power runner that Alabama likes. And you got to like their defense and the O-line that Alabama always brings.
Always. I'm sure there'll be a few first-rounders.
And like you said, the game to watch is the third week of college football. Alabama is away at Texas A&M.
It's going to be a good one. The East, I hate to do it. I'm not a big fan, but I got to go with the Gators on that one. The number one pass efficiency defense last year. They only lost one starter coming back. A little interesting on offense, not too sure. They ranked 114th last year to 120, 121. They lost the tight end. The guy was clutch, Jordan Reed, the NFL, but I like that defense in a very defensive league. So
I'm going Georgia. I think it's time that Murray, their quarterback, steps up. He's been there. Pretty sure he's a 3-year starter now. So it's his time to shine. And their running back, Gurley, they compare him to Herschel
Walker?
Yes. Thank you.
Mark Rick, he's on the hot seat, though.
Yeah, I know.
Georgia's got to be good.
But they have no Alabama on the schedule.
Every year you don't have Alabama.
No Alabama, and you get LSU, Florida, and South Carolina at home. So, but they do have Clemson early on, so that's their first game of the year. If they can get past that, I think they
got. Game.
Yep.
I'm liking Ole Miss with the dark horse for me. Fourth in recruiting, they got most 5-star players. Second most Alabama. They did get the top prospect, so I think they're just going to be fierce. Bo Wallace coming back, QB. I talk a lot of QBs, but that's pretty much the main football.
They have 16 returning starters, and a lot of those freshmen are going to jump in and they're going to help out. So
a lot of big kids on that team. They're definitely 8-4, 9-3 either way. I think they're both out for sure.
Yep.
Now we're going to bring it home a little bit. Talk a little Pac-12 football. Go ahead and go with the North first. Stanford. Stanford's too big, too strong. Oregon's quick, but Stanford. Best defense last year, pretty much. Led the whole country in sacks and tackles for loss. Ridiculous. A lot of kids are coming back, too.
Yep.
All but 2 starters are coming back.
Yeah, they still have Scove and Murray on the defense, and you got to like Hogan at quarterback. Redshirt sophomore, 5-0 last year, all against ranked teams.
Struggled a little bit on third down, but if he picks that up, there's no stopping them.
That offensive line, they'll do perfectly
There's no
fine.
stopping them. I don't want to say they're Rose Bowl bound because, of course, the South got to definitely bring it home. Talk a little Arizona State football. I know that one well. But they're definitely on the rise either way. I think they have the best running back duo in the entire country with DJ Foster as a sophomore. Grice coming back.
And nobody's talking about DeAndre Lewis.
DeAndre Lewis had a little interesting injury last year. Didn't play until a couple games at the end. But Grice, man, I think that guy's the best player in the country. He's got the hands of a receiver. He's got the speed. He's got the agility.
Dynamic.
The guy's a beast. Of course, everyone talks about Jadeveon Clowney. Arizona State's got the second best DT with Will Sutton.
Yep.
Could be a first-round pick. Is on a lot of watch lists. The Maxwell with Grice and Kelly. And then, of course, the sleeper, we got Bradford.
Yep, you gotta love Carl Bradford. 11.5 sacks last year. And with all the focus on Will Sutton, it's going to open up some gaps for him. He's going to love the backfield.
He's got his eyes on that Terrell Suggs sack
he wants it.
record. It still is. Still bringing it home with T-Sizzle.
All they got to do is get past their brutal 4 this season. The Stanford, the Wisconsin, the USC, and Notre Dame games, not in that order. But if they can get past that, if they can go at least 3-1, they're going to the Rose Bowl.
Wisconsin, USC are home.
Mm-hmm. Stanford away.
You got the
and
Cowboy
Notre
Classic.
Dame. Notre Dame's
Notre
pretty much going to
Dame.
be a home game for Notre Dame.
That game's I'm curious to see how Notre Dame recovers from one they getting slaughtered by Bama last year and the whole Te'o debacle. Whatever.
And their quarterback's
going on
gone.
with that. So, but Brian Kelly's a good coach, but they always have a lot of weight on their shoulders. So I think if we come in there and pound on them, I think we'll be able to take that one. But it's going to be tough. We don't have Oregon this year. Unfortunately, we got to play Stanford.
Yeah. But I think I'd rather take Stanford over Oregon.
We can.
I'd rather go to Stanford and play Stanford than go to Oregon.
Oh, nobody wants to play at Autzen.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know what's going to be this year. They're more of a passing offense rather than a running with Helfrich. But
the Black Mama's still there.
Yep, he is. And Moriata, he's going to be good. So.
Yeah, I'm thinking Pac-12, we're going to replay Stanford. So I think that's going to be a duel again. But yeah, that's part 1 of college football preview.
Do you have a dark horse?
Oh, dark horse for the Pac. It's not, Lane Kiffin's done. He's done. I want them to fail. Lane Kiffin shouldn't even be there. Dark horse. Seems the UCLA is always on track.
I don't see them as a dark horse. I think they're on that rise.
I guess I gotta go with the Huskies.
I agree with you. They have Oregon, Boise State, and Washington State all at home. So I mean, they can go on the road. They have Stanford, UCLA, and Oregon State on the road. If they can get through that, they'll be fine.
Oregon State's gonna be tough.
But they got senior quarterback Price and ASJ. He's one of the top tight ends in the country. So.
All right, let's set it on the Huskies then. But about 50 more days, and we'll know for sure.
Yep.
I'm excited. Turn Saturdays back to the best time of the year.
Fall is coming.
So that's all we got from now. See you again next week for part 2. Talk maybe some baseball again too.
We're 3 up, 3 down.